Hi, I'm creating this video for my family and close friends, but mostly for my family, for all my brothers, sister that's left, and my nieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews. I do it for two reasons. One is because we don't see each other all that often and we don't talk all that much, on the occasion of a funeral and perhaps a wedding. We get to see each other and hug and kiss and cry and laugh. And it's just such a warm and wonderful feeling. So I wanted to communicate, at least have this put out on the family website to say, hi, everybody, let you know that I love you all very much. And that's the one reason. The other reason is I would like to clear the air. Because what's happening inside of families with disagreements is a microcosm to what's happening out in our nation. And that we have this huge gap and divide in ideologies. We're living at a day and time where we want to create two big echo chamber that one side against the other, us versus them, right versus left, liberal versus Republican, or liberal versus conservative, Republican versus Democrat. And we all live in these little echo chambers and we don't see each other anymore. We are wrapped up in some networks take a little kernel of truth, maybe even a half truth, and they wrap a narrative, a story around that is not true. It's false. Then you have the other side who tries to report things straight and report the facts, but they're so disgusted and their hatred is so fervent for the other side, it comes across as tainted too. But we all live in these little echo chambers where I can't understand how you can see it this way. And it's like, well, you must be an idiot because you don't know the real story. So you're missing out. We've got to break through that. And I've seen it happen in our family where ideologies interfere with us coming together and loving one another. And that's sad. And it's not just in our family, it's in every family. It's at every table during the holidays. We've got to cut through that nonsense. Just like on the national scene, we've got to cut through these echo chambers and all of the BS from here, the hatred from here. We've got to get through that. And the only way to do that is to love one another. And until you know someone, you can't really love them. So if you have a hatred or a disdain, the answer is to get to know them and know their heart as a person. We do because we're family. I have said so many times, I don't care what your ideology is, brother. I love you with all my heart because that is up here and most of it's not even real. We live in an echo chamber that we hear what we want to hear. We watch what we want to watch. But that's nonsense because in our heart of hearts, you got to look across and say, I love this person. And the only way to love them is to know them. And that's the same thing on the national side. So I just wanted to clear the air that the truth is somewhere else, right? We identify with this group because we think it's going to help us. We think that what's going on in Washington, D.C., we're all fed up with it, all of us, because they go there and they get corrupted by the power and the influence and the greed. And it doesn't matter if they're a Democrat or a Republican, it's the nature of the beast of going there. And once you have that power, then it corrupts you, no matter what party you're in. It's happening. So we need to just step back a little bit and say, that is how we got somebody in DC because everybody was sick and tired of them not doing anything. And here comes this supposedly great businessman who is going to say, look, I'm not taking this anymore. But what happened? It's the same thing. Not much has changed. In fact, it's only exacerbated. It's gotten worse. The divide. So not working together, self-interest, that's what they're all focused on. So it didn't help by putting somebody in there to go drain the swamp. The swamp's not being drained. All it's doing is creating divides for us. And it's ridiculous. So we need to set that aside, look at each other, brother and sister, and say that I love you no matter what. It's that simple. And then we need to start a whole nother chapter in our life of looking at things a little bit differently and trying to get to the real truth that's underneath everything, and do our homework and do our research, get a balanced perspective. Right, what you say over here on the right, there's definitely truth to what you're saying. What they're saying over here on the left, there's truth to what they're saying, but we want to pit one another against one another, and that's just wrong. We need to have a conversation not based on half truths, not based on insults, but to have a true dialogue. That holds true with us, with our family, and with our friends. And let's balance the conversation, but balance it out with love. I love you more than anything, my brothers, my sister, my nieces and nephews. And in fact, I'm going to have this posted on Facebook. And the reason that I have not been on Facebook goes back to years ago when I insulted my nephew for a belief that he had. And I thought, I am not going to use this forum to state things, to be mean and insensitive because someone has a different perspective than I do. When the truth is like, I love them, and you don't attack people that you love. You try to understand and balance. And that's what I'm asking for my family, my friends, and for this country. So God bless all of you. I hope to see you again soon. Well, actually, maybe I don't, because it will probably be at a funeral. But love you. Hope you're all doing well. Stay safe. But just try to take a breath, relax, and love one another.